Hey, welcome back to Matter of Fact. We're here Friday, 13th, day after Thursday night football, giving you our best, our favorite three spread picks, maybe over or under two. But this is going to be part of a reoccurring segment that we'll have called Like, Love, Lock. Have the graphics guy. You got the graphics guy that we hired, Austin? You got a graphics
Oh,
guy?
not yet. Nah, not yet.
Come on, man. You got a cat for the camera. Anyway, so it's funny. When me and Austin get into it before we hit record, like there's times where I'm on the phone with Austin. I'm like, bro, we gotta save this for the pod because you about to trigger me, and I might as well get this shit off on camera type shit. So it's a good segue into what we were talking about in terms of the betting. So last night, I had the Dolphins to cover and the over. Clearly, that didn't happen. I liked. What were you saying, Austin? Because I said I like a lot of picks this week. And
I was just saying, I was saying, yeah, bro, but sometimes that's not a good thing because the last time you took everybody to go over like 25 or 45 yards, and I'm like, yo, not everyone's gonna go over. And
yeah, all right,
we had some duds out there.
Yeah, hey man, don't remind me. But I followed the game script. The game script didn't go how I thought it was going to go. That boy Tua looked garbage. Like I can't trust that nigga. And this is why, prior to him getting paid, Austin thought he should get paid. I thought they should kind of move on and upgrade. Kind of similar to what the Rams did with Jared Goff. Like Jared Goff was good enough to get them.
Who did they upgraded? They upgraded him with Matt Stafford.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like that's a unique situation where
it was. I'm not saying it's a 1-to-1, but yeah. Hey, you know what I mean? Doesn't mean.
Go ahead. I'll let you finish with that, and then I'll go ahead.
So, all right. How about this? What's Tua's contract?
Okay. Are you finished with what you're saying, or is this part of your argument? I'm gonna let you get your whole entire.
No, because I'm gearing up for what you getting ready to say.
Okay.
212.
Gear up, get everything ready.
Injury guarantees after concussion. Boom, boom, boom. 4-year, 212. All right, bet. The reason why I'm looking that up is I didn't really agree with a long-term deal like that with him because you're in a division with Josh Allen. You know what I mean? You're in a conference with some of the better QBs that are able to play in them that weather. You know what I mean? I feel like if the Dolphins were in the NFC, you could get away with rolling out Tua, but can you ever see Tua holding up a Lombardi, bruh? And I'm not saying it's easy to just find a quarterback on the street, but I mean, this is using up a lot of cap and tying yourself to him. I don't know. Like I told you, it rubbed me the wrong way after he lost to the Chiefs. And he was trying to do the jersey swap thing, and Pat Mahomes was like, nah, I can't do this one. It's for somebody else, but I got you. He's going to mail it to him later. I'm like, nigga, you just lost in the playoffs. You shouldn't. What are you doing this glazing shit for? Leave that to NBA players, man. You're supposed to be angry. I don't care about the camaraderie or
all of that. That's
your
opinion. That has nothing to do about organization and how they're going to move at the quarterback position. But go ahead and I want you to get your solid.
No, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, because that's just how you felt about
nigga. That I said that shit for 15 seconds.
Right.
I brought up that shit, but intangibles does matter because that's why Dak. That's why you like Dak so much. That's why your franchise should like Dak is because a lot of his intangibles. So we're not going to act like intangibles doesn't matter.
Right. Okay. Out of everybody,
those are intangibles to me.
Are you ready?
Go ahead.
You got it. Okay. So do you realize that out of all the people right now in either college or in the NFL, there might be 20 quarterbacks better than Tua? Right now, we're talking about in college football. And we're talking about the guys that will be selected first overall, second overall, third overall this year, the guys that will be eligible next year, and we're talking about the guys that are in the NFL starting for their teams right now. you could, if you're saying that if you could find me 25, maybe he's the 25th best football quarterback in the United States right now, in all of the entire United States. So no, I feel you. And if it was that easy to replace the position, if it was that easy to, or there was an opportunity to swap out a Jared Goff or whoever you think is fit in Miami, that you think would be a perfect fit in Miami, because I'm pretty sure at the time your sell was to get Penix. They should get Penix. And I'm like, okay, oh, that sounds good. But if Penix is as good as you think he is, and Penix is as good as I think he is, there's no way he falls all the way to the 20s. And you know what I mean?
It's not like I was projecting that on some.
No. You weren't projecting that. I'm saying if say they did like Penix and they were like, all right, well, we can replace him with Penix. Well, he wasn't there for them. He wasn't available. You know what I mean? And one thing they do know about Tua is the 80% of the time where everything is going good, where they don't lose the games to the sorry teams that they're not supposed to lose to, you know, and when they are playing in a good heat and good weather and he wins that game. And when Tyreek Hill is going for 140 something yards and Jalen Waddle is going for 90 yards, and you don't have wide receivers that I've never even seen before that just got signed on Tuesday and Thursday that had to end up, Tuesday and Wednesday that had to play, weren't even there for more than 2 weeks yet. And they don't know the routes. They don't know when to turn. They don't know when they're supposed to cut off. And I'm not saying that those were bad plays or egregious interceptions, but it's like, oh, that's a lack of communication when Tua is not throwing to Jalen Waddle and also Tyreek Hill. So it's like, all right, well, when he throws it to them, that his anticipation, nobody does it better. We're already there. We're already getting yards. You saw the game-breaking play at 80 yards to help them seal the win against Jacksonville last week. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, now we got to find a quarterback that can do everything that Tua does, right? And then, but also better. And perfect example of this is look at how horrible and how non-functioning the backup was once he played. You know what I mean? Like,
it's not Skylar Thompson, bro.
Exactly. Okay, but who? Bro, name another backup. Okay, but name another. Okay, it could have been Carson Wentz. It could have been Jimmy Garoppolo, right? Like, what do we know?
No, that's the thing.
Players.
That's the thing. My guy, they're like Tua plays well with that offense, but it's almost like, bro, you got to realize it's almost like Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and Mike McDaniel. They're doing good in spite of Tua. I'm not saying it's easy to replace him. I'm not saying he's a top. Hold on. Right. I'm not saying he's not a top 25, whatever. Nigga underthrows balls. That third pick, which was a pick six. How many times Tyreek Hill had to come back for the ball last year, bro? I don't know why you made that face. Like, even with that pick six, you could see the lack. You could see the lack of power. He was trying to throw the ball out. There was a lot of pressure in his face. All you had to do is duck it out of bounds. He couldn't do that. He lacks power. He's not very athletic in the pocket. He doesn't move very well. Yes, he's accurate. That's his best trait. He has the chemistry with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. But, nigga, that's like the best wide receiver 2 duo in the league with Mike McDaniel that came from that Shanahan tree. That's the guy that when I look at the Dolphins, that's the reason why I can't take them seriously is their quarterback. Where I mean, like,
I mean, but you can say that. Like, about, we can say that about 27 teams that we can't take them seriously because of their quarterback. 27 teams, we can say that about legitimately.
Yeah, but those teams don't have the best wide receiver, arguably the best wide receiver duo in the league, and one of the best offensive minds in the league, and a Devon Achane, and all these other things. A lot of times, those other teams also don't have those other pieces that the Dolphins do. So some of those teams are kind of irrelevant because it's like, nigga, even if you did have that, you're missing this, that, and the third. With the Dolphins,
Gardner Minshew could do this. Gardner Minshew could take care of this. Gardner Minshew could do what Tua has done with these two players.
I'd like to see it, man. They almost went to playoffs. Shane Steichen almost made the playoffs of Gardner Minshew last year. This is why that close game with the Texans, I'm super bullish on the Colts because now you give that the guy that almost took Gardner Minshew to the playoffs, you give him Anthony Richardson with that upside. I'm excited to see what happens with that.
What did Gardner Minshew do throwing the ball to Devontae Adams last week? A star player that we know,
who's the head coach?
Offensive coordinator. He's
my guy. I know. That's my guy, Antonio Pierce. Who is their OC?
You know what I mean? So it's like what we're saying Tua ain't it, and it's like, all right, cool. Tua's not it. Now let's find a solution.
Luke Getsky enters his first season as whatever. What's his history?
He was with the Bears. I want to say he was with the Bears last year. Horrible offensive coordinator.
Okay, then. So that's not the type of situation.
So you're saying that an offensive coordinator can make do with any quarterback. Like this shit is just easy.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. Not with any quarterback, but you'd have to say Gardner's such a good backup that they're rolling out Gardner this year because they couldn't land anybody in the draft. He's one of the better backups.
Because he has to roll them out.
Yeah, because they have to. The same way the Browns did way better with Joe Flacco, who they let go because they didn't want that tension with their $230 million quarterback, who's the reason why I won't take the Browns seriously. It's not the same. It's not a one-to-one situation, but it's like we have Kevin Stefanski over there, great coach. We have weapons all over the place. You have an amazing defense, and then you have Deshaun Watson. All right, can't take you seriously. I can't take the Dolphins seriously. Yes, quarterback is hard to play. They're hard to find. But I'm just saying, you got to keep looking for that guy. If he can't bring you over the hump.
Who's saying that, like, take these niggas serious? Who is over here saying, like, yo, you got to take them. I got them going to the AFC East. Like, who's taking them serious? Like, that's just the starting quarterback. He's just a starting quarterback. You don't have to do anything with him. That's just who they got to pay, and that's who they're rocking with. Like, no one's saying they got to take – you got to take Buddy seriously. You know what I mean? No one's saying you got to respect.
When you have a great offensive mind, and then you have those weapons, and then you have that back, and then you have that defense. He's not good enough. That's my point. He's just not good enough, bro.
But the head coach is okay in that. The head coach okayed that. The head coach said, "Yo, I can do it with him. Sign him up, yo. Lock my man in."
I'm about to address that. Listen, I'm about to address the elephant in the room, bro. Nigga. I just think it would be a bad look because they tried to get rid of him like 3 times. What is the new coach going to come in after Brian Flores was tormenting that boy's mental and be like, bro, they owed it to him. I think it was just like, look, we're just going to do this nigga this solid. This nigga almost that nigga had brain damage on the field. What?
Nah, you don't owe people 49 million, 50-something million annually, bro.
Well,
you don't. Come on, you like, come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta respect one thing, and one thing we gotta respect is like you deserve what you're paid. If someone's willing to pay it to you, that's the money you deserve. Period. You got it.
Because in the NBA, the problem with the NBA is bench players. Okay, so you're talking only football. Only football. Okay.
NBA players get what they deserve. They're the ones that 6'8". They're the ones that know how to hoop. They're the ones that can do it, bro. We can't all do that. We cannot all do that. I get it. It's fun to
okay. I don't like that. We can't all do that BS because if that's the case, that means if we're saying, all right, yeah, Quentin Johnson's trash. Well, nigga, you can't do what Quentin Johnson does either.
I know. I'm like, yo, he'll get it together. He's all right. We'll see what he does. We'll see what.
So you've never called a professional athlete trash,
unless I hate him. And actually, I might be able to do what they do. I was on that motherfucking field. Like, you know what I'm saying? I actually did. So it's like, what part of it can I not do? Run the 40? Because you know what I'm saying? I might be able to clock a little 4.6 on your ass. Like so it's like,
bro, you could be a speedster all you want, but nigga, being a
but do what they do. Running the 40s, what they do. Working out is what they do. You know what I'm saying? Like being an
nigga,
athlete,
you don't have the bro. You don't have the talent of Quentin Johnston or any of those niggas. So what are you talking about?
But I can go play flag and I can cook a motherfucker. There's motherfuckers that talk shit.
Like,
There's motherfuckers that talk shit and they can't do anything. You see them dribble the ball and they look like they're scared of it.
You know what name came to mind? That nigga Windhorse.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. So,
but where's that coming from? Why are we even talking about that though? That's not the point.
But no. All I'm saying is that at the end of the day, Tua got the money he deserved. If he didn't deserve it, he wouldn't have got the money. It's too much. It's too much bread to try to say, "Oh, he didn't deserve that bread." He wouldn't have got it. He just would have been a free agent.
I'm not exactly saying. I think things are more nuanced than that. Not everything's black and white. I'm not saying they gave it to him as a charity case. I'm saying they were like, look, he knows the offense. He has good rapport with these top tier receivers. Like and I think a sprinkle of it, a little bit of why they were like, all right, fuck it, we'll pay him, is because everything the kid's gone through. I think that was a factor. There's a human element to the game that it's not just X's and O's and dollars and quarters. I just believe that.
All right. And I mean, they paid him. And again, like I'm saying, I'm not saying Tua is anything spectacular, but I bet you the Raiders, if he was healthy, would not mind Tua starting for the football team.
I think the Raiders would prefer to roll out Gardner and go get a quarterback next year.
Oh, hell
yeah, yes. I think they could pick between paying Tua that or paying Gardner what they do and then go.
So Gardner's trash enough to win them the quarterback lottery, but he's good enough to be a serviceable backup. No, this sounds like 6 to 8, 6, 7 games. You ain't getting no quarterback winning 6, 7 games.
Okay. How many games did the Vikings and the Broncos win?
Look it up. And that's the quarterback you want? That quarterback, I don't know if those quarterbacks are better than Tua. Are we saying Bo Nix?
Eight, not. Bo Nix has had one game, bro. Relax.
Okay, did you see him play? Did you see him?
Yes, I saw him. I saw him play.
What'd you see? Talk to me about what you saw.
Broncos. Hold on. Broncos. Who else got a quarterback? Vikings 7-10. So you could have like a little mid thing, and if niggas and right? Yeah, but listen. It also depends on the amount of quarterbacks. Obviously,
and you're saying that there's going to be a deep quarterback draft where dudes are dropping like that. Because again, like I said,
when six quarterbacks went in the first this past year, right? And then the Saints got Spencer and whatever. And then there was a lot of quarterbacks that went in the draft. A lot of people are tied to their current quarterback. There's not going to be as big of a need at quarterback this year.
Spencer Rattler.
I didn't say that, bro. You like deciding what you hear with what I'm saying. All I'm saying is there was a lot of quarterbacks that went last year. This upcoming draft, there's going to be less of a need. And that's why in my tier list.
Do you think there's going to be enough quarterbacks? Are you familiar with the draft? First of all, before I even ask this question, are you familiar with the upcoming NFL draft before we even get into that?
What do you mean? Am I familiar with it?
Like, have you been watching like mocks? Are you following prospects? Are you familiar with some of the names?
Not yet. I'm not that deep into it.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to get into all that if you know what I mean. Like, so like we're hypothetically speaking. And like hypothetically speaking, this was one of the rare draft classes since the Tua draft class where how many cats went? We had Joey go, we had
5, Herbert.
Right? Herbert. And they were the last class to get paid. That's the class that just got paid. That's why all those cats got their bread. Jordan Love got their bread. But the last 4 years, come on, Justin Fields. We're doing all this to get Justin Fields, to get a Zach Wilson. Like I know we remember the good quarterbacks, bro, and we should, but we got to remember how many times this QB shit is flop. This shit is flop.
Nothing is guaranteed. Yeah, either way, nothing is guaranteed.
So it's like, all right, we got a dude that we can rock, even if it's 85%, if it's 80%, we got to pay him the numbers, and he's not maxing them out. He's not hitting them over like that. Paying 60, so they're on a good deal. They're paying 50 something for a good quarterback. He ain't
All right. But let me get back to this. Let me ask you this. Do you?
And that's the
All
going
right.
rate.
I'm not. The question to me isn't is Tua or Gardner better. The question is for the amount of money that they paid Tua. Do you think the Raiders would rather? Let me finish. I didn't finish my question.
Okay.
Do you think the Raiders would rather have Tua in that contract or just roll with Gardner and get a rookie scale contract?
I think they'd rather pay money to the free agent QB because they were getting ready to
not the free agent QB, Tua.
Yeah, if Tua is in Dak's position, like before he resigned.
Dak is in another universe than Tua.
But what I'm asking you, okay, so he's in the Kirk Cousins situation though. He's basically about to finish up his contract and he's about to be a available free agent.
Who?
I'm asking, like I'm saying, in this scenario, we're saying like Tua finishes up his contract. He's not going to get re-signed by Miami, and he's going to go off.
Yeah, let's just even go back to let's go right after the Super Bowl. They're not going to extend Tua. The Raiders have an option in getting him.
I think they paid 50 with the going rate. I think they paid the going rate for a quarterback. At that time, it was about 55 million. I think they paid about 55 to 53 million guaranteed for Tua, bro. If that was, and also it's like I really believe this because it's like, yo, there's uncertainty of the fucking draft. Like the uncertainty is, all right, we got this guy. We like I'm saying, if you're not in the top 4, essentially, it's up in the air for you. I mean, y'all were at 6, and it was still up in the air for y'all basically up until your guy decided
but every draft isn't like that. That's why I brought up the Kenny Pickett draft where he was the only one that went in the first and he went in the middle of the first.
Right. And
so this was a quarterback draft where it was a lot of quarterbacks in there.
So would you be good with Kenny Pickett letting go of Tua for the chance to win Kenny Pickett?
No, but that's not one of the drafts we have coming up. Before the draft, before that draft, everyone knew it was a weak quarterback draft. This is not a weak quarterback draft. I know enough about this upcoming draft to know there's a lot of prospects.
No, there's not. So what do you know about? Okay, what do you know about this draft then?
All right, in terms of the quarterback prospects, nigga, there's Sanders, obviously. There's Carson Beck. There's Dart from Ole Miss.
Is Carson Beck? You sure he's good?
We have to let the season play out because at the end of the day, when Joe Burrow was a dynamo, he had one good season, right?
But we knew by now, like, oh, they're a problem. This 3 weeks in.
Yeah, but they also, but that team was ridiculously stacked. So you could always have made the argument, oh, well, shit, they have all these pieces. Maybe Joe Burrow can't do it.
But what I'm saying is, by now, we knew, something's up out there in Death Valley. It was 3 weeks in, and we were like, yo, okay, these guys are props. Who's the quarterback? Joe
Burrow was going crazy, but the roster was also stacked.
You don't think that was before the NIL, G. That was before the NIL. You don't think these boys was running with stacked rosters?
Bro, that LSU team was like a generationally stacked roster, bro. Don't do that.
But what I'm saying is that was before the NIL. So they didn't pluck Chase. Chase went there. They didn't pluck Jay Jettis. They didn't pluck Terrence Marshall. Like those cats was just on campus and Joe Burrow inserted himself in that joint. These days, these cats are teaming up. They throwing Yoris's and $600,000 bags for these cats to team up and ball with each other.
I mean, they're just doing it. They're just doing it on Jump Street now. They're already kind of doing that under the table. It's just if you don't get caught.
I know, but I'm saying that these cats are blatantly turned, and they don't have to sit out. They had their automatic eligibility.
So, which team do you think is stacked like LSU's right now? I mean Georgia, Joe Burrow.
Texas with Isaiah Bond, like bro, there's teams that are loaded right now. There's cats that are leaving Texas to go to Georgia. They're leaving Alabama to go to Texas. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm in terms of stacked team. I'm talking about a quarterback having 1 year. Quentin Ewers played last year. Beck, he's played.
So you think that they're going to be? You think that they're better prospects right now than Tua was in this stage?
No. I'm not saying that. I remember the tank for Tua thing, but what I'm saying is, if the Dolphins could go back, they would take Justin Herbert. The nigga's not good enough.
That's hindsight 2020. And
all this is hindsight 2020 though. Everything we're talking about is hindsight 2020.
Them paying Tua was in front of this. That is the option. You got a quarterback and he's above average. You got to pay him. You got to pay him, and you worry about
slightly above average.
Okay, but that gets paid. That gets you paid in the NFL. Come on, bro. You know it gets you paid in the NFL. Y'all pay y'all's cat $45 million. People try to cook y'all for paying him $40 million or whatever. Okay, my bad. People try to cook y'all for paying $40 million, and it's like, bro, it costs $40 million for your quarterback to be bad. And respectfully, I'm not trying to.
You know what Daniel Jones did that Tua didn't do. You know what Daniel Jones did that Tua didn't do. At least he won a playoff game.
Okay,
and I don't see Tua winning a playoff game ever. Okay, actually, let's pivot from that.
So you're good with Daniel Jones. You're okay.
Hell no, bro. Did you not see my tier list? Did you not see my tier list? They were in the need of quarterback tier,
bro.
They were in the need of quarterback tier.
I agree with you, and that costs $40 million. It costs $40 million to need a quarterback, bro.
Yeah, I'm hip.
So,
but we know this thing, bro. But like. It's just like if you know, that's the reason why Christian Wilkins is on the damn Raiders now. Ironically, we're talking about the Raiders. That's why he's on the Raiders, because you had to pay yo. That's the reason why the 49ers are able to pay Ayuk and Trent Williams. And niggas like, damn, these niggas have unlimited money. No, they just not paying their quarterback yet.
Well, they're going to pay them.
It's not like they're not like they're just the craziest cat masters.
What do you think? What do you think Brock Purdy's coming in at?
That boy's getting paid, but he's better than Tua.
Okay, but people that don't like Brock Purdy say the same shit about Brock Purdy. They're like, he can't throw.
I've seen enough from Brock Purdy.
Hey, he don't have an arm. He doesn't. He has the same arm that Tua has. You have to agree. It's the same arm.
Yeah, but he moves. He's more instinctual. He moves in the pocket better. He's more athletic. Part of the reason why. If Brock Purdy was on that play, he wouldn't have got hit by ran into DeMar Hamlin like that. He would have slid. If he was on that play with the pick six, that ball would have went out of bounds. It wouldn't have flew in the air and been caught for a pick six because the nigga lacks that much power. The nigga's better than Tua, bro.
Okay. I mean, he's gonna get paid like he's better than Tua. That starts. So that's what I'm saying. But he's gonna get $60 million. Brock Purdy's getting $60 million.
That's the going rate, and I think he deserves that. That nigga almost won a Super Bowl. That shit was in the nigga. I don't see nigga. I don't. But that's the perfect comp. I feel like I think Brock Purdy is just flat out better than yo. I'm sorry, like I just think he's better than yo.
But when we talk about like,
what do you think
and all this? I think that they're similar in attributes.
But who's better? Or are the same tier to you?
Like I think that people believe that they're on the same tier. I think they're both above average quarterbacks. But like we're not. There's nothing about.
I think Tua is slightly above average, and then Brock Purdy is above average.
Any given week, Brock Purdy could be the 8th best quarterback in the NFL to the 15th, 16th best quarterback in the NFL. You would agree with that, right? You would agree with that. You know what I'm saying? He could kill shit. 328 yards, 4 tutties. 20 on the ground, no interceptions. That's a top 8 QB. But then it could be in Cleveland, and it could be ugly, and it could be a defense that's got robbers, so he got a safety over the top, and he's got the linebacker that can carry across, so he's carrying the crossers, and now he can't process it the way that he wants to process it, so now he's throwing for 98 yards in the game and has the interception. You know what I mean? Or his left tackle is out. His left tackle isn't playing. He's playing without Trent Williams, and now all of a sudden it's not as sweet for him.
I think if Kyle Shanahan had Tua instead of Brock Purdy, they're not in the Super Bowl. It would be the same
party. It would be the same.
They're not in the Super Bowl. No, they're not in the Super Bowl. He's not good enough. But we're not going to agree on that. We're not going to agree. We might as well. Speaking of Tua, do you think he should retire, or what's the deal?
Look, man. Again, this goes back to us not being athletes, not being built like that, and to have that type of mindset. Regular people, me, you, his people's probably.
I'm not talking about what he thinks, because I'm sure he's like, nah, bro, I want to keep it pushing, but like as like a fan and knowing that, things are bigger than the game, like, what do you think, like, personally? Because, like, it wasn't like he got hit hard. Like, it
No, he
seemed
did,
like
bro. He got it.
it
Wasn't the
didn't look like
initial
that
hit
to me.
that
I rewatched
it
that shit so
wasn't.
many times.
So it wasn't the initial hit. Like it wasn't the impact with Damar Hamlin that did it. His head hit the ground. He got kneed after when he was rolling. He was down. Like he was coming down. Someone either came from behind or something and like just accidentally hit him. Like accidentally clipped his head and his head banged against the ground. He's had 2 or 3 unfortunate concussions where it's literally been like his head is getting slammed into the ground, and like that's where the concussion is happening. But again, man, I mean, shoot, five concussions. You know,
I'll give Tua this. The kid has heart. I want him to be healthy. I want him to, prove the doubters wrong.
and
But
that's
it's
another
just like
thing. I
that.
think that's another thing about the thing that does suck about the position that Tua is in, because it was super like eerie almost. The whole first quarter, they're talking about how, oh yeah, he's never talked like this before in his life, and damn, he's got control of his locker room, and he's got the respect of everybody in this room, and this is his team, and it's almost like they were trying to sell us on Tua the leader, not just Tua the quarterback, but Tua the leader of men in that locker room, and then it sucks because he got the unfortunate pick when it bounced off his man's shoulder pad, and then the next one, it was almost like two of the interceptions weren't really his fault, or you can make an argument that they weren't his fault, and then it was the last one that was just super egregious, and then after that, it's like he comes down, and it's almost like you can tell he's feeling it, like he's feeling everything that motherfuckers is saying about him right now on this drive, and he's like, I got to do something. I got to go all out for my
I
team. I got
gotta
to get
make
a
a play.
touchdown.
That's what it felt like
Yeah,
to me too. That's why I'm saying he has heart, because he knows the dangers. Like once you're an open runner in the field, you're treated like a running back. You got to get
and
down. And
it's not even like Damar tried to smack him. Like it wasn't like
yeah, I
Damar
know,
came
I know.
through some
That's
malicious
what's
shit.
scary about it, though. You know what I mean? That's what's scary about it. I don't know. He's gonna have to. It's tough because he's never been super athletic. But if it's on some shit where it's like, look, we know that nigga not gonna leave the pocket again. Like it's just gonna limit him a little bit more. The fact that he's willing to move out the pocket and scramble out would have been helpful, and that's like an aspect of his game that's either going to have to be limited or going to have to cut that shit out. It's always going to be in his head. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I
I
think
mean, I like when it comes down to it, yes, he probably should be done with football. Like, yes, he should probably think about his family. That he, again, like Mike McDaniels, his head coach, said, like, yes, you're the quarterback of this football team, but you got to remember, you're the quarterback of your family. You're the quarterback of your family. So, you know what I mean? That should matter to you too. Now, again, like I said, this is a football player, bro. This motherfucker is psycho. He's crazy. So yeah, he's gonna be out for 2 to 4 weeks, and he is gonna walk out on that football field. And his head coach is gonna let him, because they're tied to each other too. As much as he loves him, and I know he loves him, because when he was down, when he got up on that field and he took off his helmet, he didn't care about anything. He said something in his ear and he gave him a kiss. You know what I mean? That's like, yo, I don't like you know what I mean? It's not even trying to be funny, but it's like, damn, you can tell he does really love that man. There's only a few people giving you a kiss after you like sweaty as hell. You know what I mean? It's like, you know what I mean? But it's like that's really his guy. And I think that if there'll probably be something in place like, yo, if you get one more, especially if you get one more this season, it's a wrap. If you want to go out there and you want to end this thing on your terms, I'm gonna let you. But I think this is the last time even his head coach is gonna let him.
I think the issue too is, he had those seizure like spasms again in his fingers and his body kind of like
that's the thing. His fingers start twisting up. Then he starts throwing up gang signs and stuff, bro. It's crazy.
And it just, it's like, damn, like imagine if that nigga gets actually rocked, or they're playing the Steelers and TJ Watt is coming on his blind side and then boom, you know what I mean?
But again, that's why Trent Williams is important. That's why, you know what I mean? Like, that's why these tackles and these guards, which is actually a crazy thing too, because I want to say that one of the plays he got either there was a turnover on downs or it ended up being like a fourth down. Armstead was out of the game. And for that one play without his left tackle, he had a turnover because I want to say either it was a pick or he turned it over on downs, but it was literally one play without his starting left tackle, and it all went to shit. So we
Who's
not
his
to go
right
back to
tackle?
it.
You know, he's left-handed.
I want to say I don't think it's Tyron Armstead. I think he might be on the left, but I know they just drafted. They might have just drafted a guy, and then I know they signed somebody in free agency. But
I'm
yeah,
about to find it. I think it's was this Austin Jackson? Yep.
Austin Jackson. Okay,
Austin Jackson.
he's from Stanford.
USC.
USC, yeah.
Former first round pick. But yeah, shit. I mean, we talked about this so long, we could have damn near did the actual recap. Let's get to
that was
like
oh yeah, okay,
yeah. But let's get to these picks. Do you want to pull it up or whatever?
Oh, okay. Oh, also one thing before we do get done, I do want to give a shout out to James Cook. I said the only reason why he scares me in fantasy football is because I didn't know if I knew he would get touchdowns on the game breaking.
Oh, you talking about the goal line? Yeah.
But he got a goal line carry, and he got it before the game was out of hand. Yeah. So that was a good day for you. Also, it was a homecoming game for him. He's from Miami. I forgot about that. If I would have knew about that, we should have told people 2 touchdowns, Smack City. We should have did that one. We should have did that prop. But shout out to James Cook. He probably won you the week. So, good looks on that one. But and Josh Allen. I'm playing Josh Allen in 2 of my leagues, and Josh Allen is not he was not him this weekend. He was not him.
That's the game script, and Dalton Kincaid only had like 7 for me because they didn't need to. I thought it was going to be a better game. Some teams just have your number, though,
Yeah, and if you're in PPR,
especially in the division,
if you're in PPR and you can trade for Khalil Shakur, do it because I think
nobody's giving that nigga up, bro.
I'm just saying.
You gotta wait for a mid game. You gotta wait for a game where that nigga has like 3 catches or some shit.
Wouldn't you consider a 5-catch game mid? Yeah, 5 catches for 50.
If you watch the game, you could just tell. Yeah, you could just tell. Like, you know what I mean? You got to find somebody that has them that didn't watch the game, that doesn't really watch the games.
Right.
Yeah, yes, sir. But yeah, what do you want to pick up for these bets? You got your picks?
Yeah. I got my picks. Let's do it.
You want to pull it up?
I was gonna pull it up on my phone.
No, I mean like the actually, yeah, we could just run it down. We don't need to share nothing. You want to go first? You want me to go?
I might be able to do a little something. Let me see. Let's see what we got going on. All right. And see. All these things, all these websites are so difficult these days.
I know, like, yo, just show me the damn lines, like,
right, like, yeah.
Why you trying to get all extra? Like, just show me the damn lines, please.
Yeah, Sean is annoying me. All right, let's.
Okay, I could pull something up.
Yeah, just pull it.
I'm gonna do it. All right, smooth. All right, you want to go?
Yeah. I'll go ahead and I'll fire off real quick. All right. So the games I like a lot. Let me see. I got them written down right here. Okay. Now, listen, I got Baltimore Ravens to cover, but that's kind of low hanging fruit. So I just think this is a smash spot, and I'm even though I'm giving Baltimore to cover, I'm also going to give you a Derrick Henry anytime touchdown with that one. All right, and then so that's the one I like. The one I love Green Bay +3, and we can get into that if you want to, because that's probably like, wait, what you rocking with Green Bay without the okay? It moved to +2.5, but still, I like Green Bay.
You buying that half a point?
Uh, I probably would like it back at +3 just because I don't want to, you know what I mean? I want the push, but I got faith. I got faith in Green Bay winning this one, possibly outright. And like I said, we can rap about that one a little bit more in depth after I get this jump. And then yeah, I think, and I hope it's not a jinx, big dog, but I think I gotta rock with the New York Giants +1.5. This is this is everybody's last shit. Y'all supposed to smack these boys up. All right, we can DJ. This
This
is
is
the most
definitely the game
comfortable.
where it's like if you can't do what you usually do against these boys, then you're actually cooked, my guy.
Yeah.
So
So
nah,
this is
for real.
this is the most comfortable game for DJ, and this is the the day ball DJ Malik Neighbors. This is where everybody's gonna know him. You know what I mean? I think like, and I'm not like seriously. This is an unbiased opinion. I just feel like this week is the F it. Where is Malik Neighbors? My job is on the line week, and that's why you draft him 6 overall. So I think at the end of the day, he gonna make more plays, and he playing with his playing against his old QB. He's gonna want to show out, and I think y'all are the lock of the week. I hate to jinx you, but I think y'all the lock of the week.
And our O line, according to PFF, was actually pretty decent. This is like the highest grade they've given us in a real long time. So the O line's holding up. It's just like I said, I'm going to be watching that Vikings game extremely close to see if they just they're wreaking havoc on quarterbacks. Not giving Daniel Jones an excuse. I mean, you're a 6-year starter at this point, so no excuses. But still, they got the Niners. But all right, bet. So I actually like the Ravens to cover too. That's actually on my joint, and it's not as simple as we make it out to be honest. Because at the end of the day, them boys just did get bullied by the Chargers and the Raiders. There's things supposed to be toughness, but they just got a bad beat with the Ravens coming off that Chiefs loss. So they just lost to the Chiefs. Their last 2 NFL games we've seen them in, they lost to the Chiefs. I think Lamar Jackson calms down and they just do what they do. To me, they're like the AFC version of y'all, where y'all just be beating the shit out of teams during the regular season, something
Well,
crazy. And I think this is one of them situations where it's like, yeah, we just want to beat the shit out of these boys.
ironically, we play them next week. So I'm like, I need them to get that out their system this week. You know what I mean? I don't want them
Who
mad
y'all
about
play? The
that.
Ravens?
Yeah, we play the Ravens next week. So I
Yeah,
don't need
best
them
case
mad.
scenario is they look amazing. They have an A+ game, and then they come in high against y'all or some shit.
Right. We
Nah, I
can just
feel that.
duke it out. I don't need them with too much of an edge because they didn't had the tough loss and another tough game against the Raiders who they were supposed to smack, and now they ready to get some get back. I don't need all that.
Nah, I feel that. All right, my next game is I'm actually on the flip side of what you just said. I think Malik Willis is trash. I think he's a liability, and I think it's going to be tough to win games with him under center. As much as I like Matt LaFleur and what he's got going on over there with those weapons and how he coaches them boys up, I think the Colts just came off a very close game, and this is a game they got to have because I think that division's going to be tough. I don't want to overthink this one. This is all on if they had a different quarterback, if they had like a Jacoby Brissett, I wouldn't touch this one. But I love the Colts -3.5. And then My final game. I like my lock is the Bucks to cover that 8.5 against Detroit. I just think it's too many points. I'm really just playing the number. If this was 6.5, I wouldn't touch it. But at 7.5, I think they could definitely cover that, and I think they'd be fine with that. Now the Bucks did lose a couple pieces on defense that last game, but I don't know. I think Baker's going to bake. I think it's similar to last week where we were kind of like, what? The Bucks should beat up on the Commanders. Not saying they're going to beat up on the Lions, but I think 7.5 even at home is too much.
Yeah, and I mean these guys are the Bucks is just weird. I think we might have even said this, but it's like, they're not a cool special team, but it seems like they're just always good. Like they won a division last year in the playoff game. But everyone just seems to ignore that. You know what I mean? And it's a weird position for the Bucks. And it looks like, Baker might be fine. Like
he's looking like, he was the number 1 overall pick that year. Of course he was. That's what he's looking like to me. Shit.
Yeah, and it's funny because I'm playing Josh Allen in fantasy, and I literally have Baker Mayfield. I'm going against him in both of the leagues. I'm using Baker Mayfield to go up against him, and I'm over here like grinning because I really might end up doubling Josh Allen's points, and it's like, I just double Josh Allen's points with Baker Mayfield, and also it's just I mean, that's luck. I'm not saying that's what happens all the time, but that's like goes into part of the reason why you already know I don't really respect drafting a quarterback real high and all that, because I just feel like, sometimes you can get average production. I don't need above average production there. I got to beat you everywhere else. I just need an average QB, and I worry about the rest.
Nah, for sure. And as always, watch out for the injuries. Penei Sewell is questionable. You know, good rule of thumb. Did they practice? Did they practice that last day of practice? Antoine Winfield Jr., that's very important that he's out, and 2 are there. One's in IR, so I don't understand why he's at the bottom here. I don't like how they have that.
Probably ordered. Just to let you know. Probably just to make sure he's not playing at all.
Yeah, I got you. But yeah, that's what I mess with, and then I'm gonna give you guys my favorite over/under of the week. I really like over/unders. Let's see, where is it? I like the over with the Cardinals, Rams, and the desert. 47.5. Yeah, it's a lot of weapons. Yeah, there's no Puka. That's tough, but
Rams don't have the Rams are missing a lot of the offensive line. You know that, right?
Yeah, but do the Cardinals have the pass rush to take advantage of that? Really?
I mean, you don't need a pass rush to take advantage of that if you are out your 4 best guys. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a very significant. I mean, we lost to the Cardinals when we were out 3 guys last year.
Okay, so tackle Dotson's pretty good. I mean, one's questionable. So what if he plays? What's this 4 people out thing you're talking about?
I was just saying they depleted on their offensive line, so it's just like that should be something that's talked about. They've been saying that Dotson might not play. He's questionable. He has a questionable tag, but they were talking like he might be.
Yeah, and that just goes back to check the lines. But like I said, I'm not picking who to win this game. This is honestly a game I'm not touching. This is literally a coin flip game to me. I just think it's going over. I think Marvin Harrison gets involved, and I have the feeling the Cardinals are going to be up early, and then the Rams are going to have to air it out with Stafford. Stafford's looking like he's still in his prime, so it's more of an ode to Matt Stafford and Sean McVay being able to figure it out despite the injuries on the line.
If you want a prop for this game, I would do a Cooper Kupp, maybe over 7 receptions.
Is that all it's at?
No, I'm I'm dumbing it down. It's probably at 8
Okay.
receptions. It's probably at 8
7.5.
receptions.
That's not bad. 7.5 at minus 144. So,
Yeah. So like 7. So I'm doing over 7. So you're buying points on the 7, and then maybe do 80 yards. Him to get 80. And if you're feeling lucky, you can even do something. Maybe he gets into the end zone. But like Puka's
I
not
would
playing.
prefer. I'll go ahead.
Puka's not playing, and when Puka doesn't play, or when one of the number one guys is out, they get a 33% target share. 33% target share is dumb. I mean, it's crazy. So, like last week, I think he got 14 targets or something like that. He caught 10 of them for 114 yards in a tutty. Like, and again, we just talked about how this defense isn't really that good necessarily. They don't have anyone that's a stud. I mean, I think they might really only Buda Baker at in the back end that's like a Pro Bowl caliber player. So I definitely think this would be one of those games where they feed Cooper Kupp a lot, especially in those short yardage situations, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 4. I don't think we're running it with Kyron. I think we're giving it to Puka. I definitely also believe if you need to pick up Demarcus Robinson, he's going to be the second wide receiver in this offense right now. And also, I think that he'll probably get anywhere between 5 to 7 targets on the low end, maybe somewhere between 7 and 9 if it's one of those high octane games like Dom is speaking of. But yeah, those two I would definitely consider them, and strongly consider some of these Cooper Kupp props.
Yeah, and don't sleep on Tyler Johnson either. I think he'd be a good flex option if you're weak at the flex spot. And I think, if you really want value, kind of like with the likely situation, I think Cody Parkinson will get involved here with no Puka. It seems like every other option besides Cooper Kupp is at 3.5 in terms of the receptions. So take your pick. And
yeah, because I mean, we got likely at 2 receptions. They
yeah,
got
I
him
think
at
it was,
3.5.
I think it was 1.5.
1.5. Well, yeah, 1.5. So you had to get 2, but yeah. So he got to get to 4, and I could definitely see him falling on 3 for some reason. I don't know why. I could see him getting like three receptions, 36 yards. Like, didn't have a bad game, but it just wasn't his show,
Nah, for sure. But yeah, those are the picks that we like. Love, locking down. Austin is heading to Fort Worth to go watch them play the Saints, the red hot Derek Carrs. You ready for that? How you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, I'm ready for it. I'm actually kind of lucky, kind of blessed to be able to go see Dallas, and they've won. I mean, quite honestly, the last game that I've witnessed them lose was the playoff game against San Francisco. So that was in the beginning of January of 2022. So for the past 2 years, going on 3 now, like I've been watching my team play, and they've won at home. They take care of business at home. Usually it's like a smack city spot for them, and it's able to just be a full-on celebration before and after the game. Super excited. I know the Saints are going to come with it. They're feeling pretty good because they just beat somebody by like 35 points. They don't usually do that, so they're probably feeling themselves a little bit. And yeah, I think we should come through, just take care of business. I don't want to say it, but y'all can say it. Maybe we probably cover the 6. But yeah, and maybe even go over. So like last game, I think we had 33 points ourselves, and they had 17. So I think, yeah, so that was 50. So we went over last game and a blowout. I don't know, Derek Carr, if he has a decent O-line protection, and maybe there was something of note that did kind of scare me, or I have to consider. It's that Clint Kubiak was the offensive coordinator for the Vikings when Mike Zimmer was the coach for the Vikings. So he might know Mike Zimmer a little bit. He might understand that defense, and he might understand keys and spots and know where the holes are at. So that's something that we got to watch out for. But again, we got Mike Zimmer, with a super, super talented defense. So there isn't much I'm worried about, especially at home, especially during the regular season. But yeah, I'm excited.
That's what's up. Oh, you got a well, you're coming to my neck of the woods, so y'all got a noon game for once at home.
Yeah, right. That's what happens. But it's
Or
cool. We gotta
46 and
got
a half. I might dabble in that. I like betting y'all overs because even if the game's not close, y'all put up a lot of points. Teams have to come back. Same thing with the
right.
Ravens. So I might dabble in that Ravens Raiders over because sometimes that y'all or
Ravens.
the Ravens, yeah, the Ravens, those teams that tend to blow teams out.
Yeah.
The Bills and they're at the peak of their powers, like they damn near
Yeah.
cover the over, and then all you need is a couple garbage time touchdowns from the other team. So
Right. And I mean, maybe if you feel like that, I don't know if I would do it. I've never really done it, but I know some people, if they do feel like it's going to be like a legitimate smack spot, what they do is they'll do like a alt minus line. So they might do like alt minus 10. Like maybe you do a alt minus like 12 for the
kind of
Las
like in a
Vegas Raiders.
teaser.
Yeah, or like well, you get plus money because they're beating them by more than what the lines at. So maybe like a plus,
Oh,
maybe like
it's so like kind of like a reverse teaser. Kind of.
yeah,
Yeah. I know what you mean.
maybe
Like, so move that -8.5 to -10 if you really think they're going to give them a beat down and get that in the plus money.
hmm
Yeah,
But
that's a good
again,
move. You
that's
could get real creative nowadays on these sports book. That's why that shit is so addicting.
right. So that's why I'm doing this with a warning. We ain't smacking nothing. We ain't putting, mama's rent on on anything. We sprinkles, little sprinkles, okay? Just the
We got a
leftover lunch
full
money.
season ahead. Full season,
Yeah.
playoffs, all types of shit coming up. But yeah, that's it for us. Make sure you like and subscribe. Matter of fact, we fact in with all the facts, fact.
And we'll try to bring you a primer again just to run through all the teams, just so you guys have that, and like that'll be like a weekly thing. But obviously, since we're going out of town, we got to move a little bit different.
For sure. Well, this was a good one though. Nice little tour debate. Couple picks for y'all. We'll keep track of that. If any of us hit again, post that up. Make sure y'all follow us on the gram and TikTok at Matter of Fact Pod. And we out here.
All right, see y'all.